Sometimes we want to see through things, but X-ray vision just isn't good enough. This is an issue that researchers faced when investigating ancient Egyptian artifacts. The British Museum has a collection of votive boxes from ancient Egypt. These are boxes that contain mummified animals that were used during religious festivals as animal sacrifices. They wanted to learn a little bit more about the contents of these boxes, but they were sealed and they're gorgeous artifacts that they would love to preserve and not damage. So they decided to use non-destructive imaging techniques. These work in a similar way to how when the sun hits you, you cast a shadow on the wall. A beam hits an object, the object can absorb the beam, and the detector can show a 2D image of where the absorption has occurred. So the first technique they used was X-ray imaging, where incredibly dense materials tend to absorb more of the beam than the lighter materials. So the image they produced looked a little bit like this, where my jigsaw pieces are supposed to be the animal remains within the box. It's a little bit murky. You can see that there is something inside, but you can't quite tell the details. This is because of the dense materials that the box itself was made of, disrupting the X-ray signals. So the X-rays were able to show you a little bit, but not quite enough. However, neutron beams can also perform imaging techniques. And when they brought it to the ISIS Neutron and Muon Source for their neutron imaging technique, they produced much clearer results, such as this, which can show you a lot more detail into the organic materials within the boxes themselves, because neutrons have the ability of passing straight through those dense materials that got in the way of our X-rays. We've gone from this to this. This was able to show them that the boxes contained not only fragments of the textiles used in mummification wrapping, but also fragments of bone from the lizards, an entire lizard skull that was preserved, which they were able to use to identify the species of the lizard, which matched the statue on top of the box itself. They also learned that many of these boxes contained high quantities of lead, which they figured out must have been poured into the containers in order to get into all of the cracks and crevices that it moulded itself into. So learning about the manufacture, the purpose of these boxes, and many more secrets about this ancient civilization. Neutron vision, the big sister of X-ray vision, revealed all of these secrets to us in a non-destructive manner, preserving the artifact for future generations and education.